Some managers that I've talked to say that you really should hire only from within the industry.
Inside the industry or inside their own corporation?
Industry first.
Inside the industry, first of all. Well, you got somebody that knows what they're talking about, hopefully, knows the players, knows the clients, knows the industry. I don't think that's necessarily always a good thing. You've got to bring somebody in from outside, they're going to have a different view on things. Maybe they can apply some knowledge from a different industry. In my career, I can segue that into 3 different industries that I've worked in, and there have been skills and talents that I've developed in some that I've been able to transfer into others, and others were very specific to the industry that I was in. So it depends a lot on what you want the person to be able to do, what position you're bringing them in at. There was a famous case recently of a gentleman who'd been managing a branch of hotels who took over an airline, and he was asked at a press conference, you know, isn't this a very different industry that you're now in, an airline industry, very different from a hotel? And he said, no, I think it's exactly the same. I'm dealing with a commodity which has a finite shelf life, whether it's a hotel room or an airline seat. And so it's sometimes people can come from another industry but just apply the knowledge that they've got. So I don't think that there's one hard and fast rule one way or the other.
Okay, following on that, what role does a competency assessment play to widen the recruitment pool outside of the industry?
Well, that's exactly my point, I guess, that it's important to be able to understand that people have transferable skills from one industry to another.
Some managers assume that a good rep for the competition will automatically be a good rep for you. Give us your thoughts on that.
That's a great question, Doug, and it takes you on to one of my favourite topics, the 3 reasons why people take a job in the first place. The people do jobs for 3 reasons. They do it for the money, and we all understand that one. They do it for the job itself because they love doing it, and they do it for the boss, the person that they work for. And normally, those are the 3 things we're all looking for in a great job. You can get one of those things wrong, and somebody will still work for you. So if you're paying them really well and they love what they're doing, they'll put up with a bad boss. Or if they've got a great boss and they love what they're doing, then they'll do it for very little money. If that wasn't true, there wouldn't be nurses and people like that. And then there's the people that are doing a job that they don't particularly enjoy, but they're getting paid well for it and they love the person that they're doing it for. If that wasn't the case, then my kids wouldn't do chores around the house. So under those circumstances, there are those 3 dynamics. You get 2 of those wrong and you could be in trouble. Now, if somebody's being successful at a competitor, it's usually because they've got all 3 right. If you're going to change their boss, you're introducing some doubt. By bringing them onto your team doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be successful in your organisation. If you bring them into your team and then for any reason they're not being successful, then the money goes wrong too. And if they've got a bad boss and the bad money, then they'll leave.